Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is LixiziJiang, and today I will talk about the physical and social impact of disaster. This is my second assessment for this course. So let me start it. This little slide shows the whole content of my presentation. First, I will talk about make some introduction of disaster impact. Second, I will talk about the background of the case I choose, which in for the Henan floods in last year back to China. And the third part is the case studies. I will go through the physical, social, economic, environmental dimensions to analyze this case. Lastly, I will make the reflection to the main point of this reflection to show the understanding and addressing disaster risk conditions with this case. So let me start the first introductions. So what is the disaster impact? The idea of the impact disaster risk is a harmful outcome or desire loss will likely occur due to the interaction of the natural or human caused factor and vulnerability conditions. The potential loss of the life, health conditions, livelihoods, assist, and the serve system from disaster that may cost at sometimes in the future, in the particular community or society. The definition of the disaster risk reflects the notions that arisen as a result of the continuous course of the risk. Disaster risk is made up of the different type of the potential losses, which are often difficult to qualify. In any case, using human knowledge of existing crucial factors and to figure out the vulnerability of the hairy-bearing body is very important, and also to determine the natural risk extent and the damage of the horizon is very essential part. The last one is to let the public to focus on the underlying cases and factor of disasters, which can reduce the disasters in the future. So to figure out what is the disaster risk and also to manage the disaster risk is a very important part for the future, for the people. And so, what is how the disaster risk can affect the society? So I think with the first one, the risk will affect people to more focus on to link household leaseholds, locations, economic conditions, and other parts to vulnerability as well as coping capacity. And second is enables to building up a building of sufficient trust, common goods, same motivations among people to use simple tools to identify key issues and examine their own vulnerability and coping capacity. And third one is adopt a problem solving representative, targeting specific locations and populations, and also for the special situation and emergencies. And last one is focus on the local economic, social, and also political laws, and to influencing local vulnerability and the coping capacity. Let's move to the second part. I will talk about the case background of the Henan rainstorm. The background of this Henan flood is Henan, China. The Henan provides in the mid of China, and which experienced the flooding between the 17 to the 31st in July in last year, as a result of the very high rainfalls. And on the 20th of July in Zhengzhou, the provincial capital, recorded an amount of 201.9 millimeters of the rainfall within an hour. This is the highest ever figure recorded since 1951. So let me make the deep analysis of this case. After I go through a lot of news and previous news and research material and some study, I conclude 4 main characteristics of this flood disaster in Henan. The first one is a long rainstorm process, wide range and a huge amount of the total rainfall. As you can see this plot, which shows the hourly rainfall in Zhengzhou in last year during the rainstorm. You can see at the 5 p.m. In the afternoon, the maximum rainfall is 201.9 millimeters, and before this time is still very huge. So which this situation lead to the leakage in the embankments and the reservoirs in the Henan in that time. A lot of embankments are damaged, and also for the dams are leaking. And also, which shows another problem is the poor range capacity in urban area. A lot of the city area during the poor range capacity to flood affect a lot of economic or commercials buildings and people, and also the transportations in the city, and also flooding in the hilly area with very high peaks and rapid floods. And so these slides, I picked some very the actual pictures of the Henan rainstorm in last year, and also there are 398 people died and missing during this rainstorm. This is very sad and bad news for the for this natural disaster, and a total of the 40 million people affected by this rainstorm, they have to move to they have to move to another place to stay, and um affect to their life, and also has a the direct economic loss is 120.6 billion Chinese dollars, and 8,876 horses crossed by this rainstorm. So make let me to focus on different dimensions to by with this case. For the physical one, the physical part is in this disaster shows inadequate stream capacity in the city area or around the city area, in the valley area, and also blocked the river channels and exclusive construction across the river. Like there are a lot of buildings or a lot of structures around the rivers. So it and also the we mentioned before, as we mentioned before, 84 embankments have problems and suffered has a damage during the rainstorm. And for the social part, during by the research, after the rainstorm, by the reflection, we can see the inadequate knowledge of disasters, preventions, and self-help amongst the public, and also very weak and inadequate emergency warning and response mechanisms in the Henan. And for the economic part, after I go through some reports from the China, and I found it's only 32% of the 90 billion Chinese dollar planned investment by the city was spent on the upgrading of the basics infrastructures in city. And for the environment, during the BBC's news and the context of the global warming leads to the extreme precipitations events are increasing at an even the greater rate. So let me do the so this is the last part of my presentation, the reflection of this case, and to show the how understanding and addressing disaster risk conditions. For the physical, I'm going to divide three parts to do this part. The first part is the physical constructions, in like the after the case analysis, we can find using engineering the physical construction means we can use in engineering method to reduce or avoid the horizon reduce and avoid the horizon causing environment elements, or make a project and the system reliable to the people, and like the created created dams, and also upgrading the urban stream system to protect the people life. And for the economic part, I think it could be the financial protections, plan to boost the country's emergency response capacity, will mainly mainly in the fiscal balance. And the application of the knowledge, and also um, the application of the knowledge method to protocol the magnitude risk and their impact, in particular in the use of the politics, politicals, and the laws, and the public awareness raising, and training and education to let everyone to know how to protect themselves during the disaster. And this is my reference list. Okay, thank you everyone to watching my presentation.